So champion season is in full swing, so yeah, let's do Pickems. Before we actually start, I want to know, how is your Pickems looking like? So comment down below your 8 teams that are gonna make the playoffs. And with that out of the way, let's now get going. Let's actually not use this one because you can see the bracket while picking the teams. So yeah, PaperX versus XLG. I don't have anything much to say here. PRX is the favorite to win this tournament, and Mini hinted that he would be giving the boys some notes again, so this should be a smooth ride for the PRX train. So easy PRX for me here. Giant X versus Sentinels. I'd like to say Sen, but with how shaky they look at times, and Giant X in home soil, there's a timeline where Giant X could actually beat Sen. But is it this timeline? Well, it's a no for me. I am expecting Sen to bounce back after their stinker performance during the Stage 2 playoffs. So yeah, and then let's go PaperX versus Sentinels. This is a banger of a match in this group stage. Judging by their form coming out of Stage 2, like I said earlier, Sen is looking shaky. They're trying to bounce back, but against a PaperX team that is in peak form, it would be a tough ask. They would need both Zekken and Narrate to go crazy to be able to have a chance on beating PRX. That's how I see it. I think PaperX's form right now is even better than what they had in Masters Toronto, so it's PRX for me. So they qualify, okay. XLG versus Giants. This is a bit tricky because, again, Giants is in home soil, but XLG had the international experience even though they did not do well back in Toronto. So it kind of evens it out. The other thing to note is that Giants' recent run in Stage 2 of the EMEA playoffs, they just proved they can go toe-to-toe with the best and have a deep run in the playoffs once they get it going. But you could say XLG have also done it and even won their region. But then again, I'd argue that EMEA is more stacked than Valorant CN, so it's going to be Giants for me. Sentinels versus Giants once again. So this is kind of scary because Sen won their first match, and usually it means that the winning team is more prone to getting counter-stratted by the enemy. I think this match will come down to adaptability, and Sen should have the advantage as they have tons of experience on their name, so it's Sen for me. Let's move on to Group B. PLG versus MIBR. Got nothing much to say here. I'll go with MIBR here because it's Aspas after all. And I'd like to believe he would not allow himself to play like shit 2 international lands in a row. So yeah, MIBR for me. And then RRQ versus Fnatic. I'd go with Fnatic here, but this is pretty close. Maybe like a 60-40 odds of winning. And Fnatic bombed out early in the playoffs, and they had a couple of extra days to prep. But the thing is that when the players on RRQ are on, man, they're on. But you know, so is Fnatic. So now we're on to MIBR versus Fnatic, and I bet this would go down as an IGL diff. Like, I mean, a veteran like Boaster should win versus a newcomer like Verno. But I'm down for surprises, you know. So if Verno can go back to the form that he had on Stage 1, then I'm all for it. But until that happens, it will be Fnatic for me. So yeah, Fnatic. So they qualify. Let's see, what do you have here? I'm just picking RRQ here, you know. I don't know, man. I don't really watch China that much. So, and then MIBR versus RRQ. This is another tough one because, you know, like Aspas, but RRQ is also really, really good. But in this kind of environment, I'd say that it's just so hard to go against Aspas, so I'm going with MIBR. Then Group C, Team Liquid versus DRX. This should be easy, right? Although DRX bombed out early in the playoffs, they had extra time to fix and prac. But yeah, it's Nats in the voice though, so I'm going with Liquid. And yeah, it's a biased pick, but they're literally number 1 in EMEA right now, so I expect them to go deep in the tournament. And then NRG versus EDG. This is a banger. Last time NRG was in champs, BLG stopped them in their tracks. Are you okay? Now, would it be EDG's turn? Another Chinese team? Well, I don't think so. For one, energy does not have a liability anymore, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's energy for me. Then Team Liquid versus Energy. This is an interesting match for me because I think this will show how much difference in skill we have between Americas and EMEA. My heart says Energy, but my mind says Liquid, so yeah. It's EDG versus DRX, so this will be an easy DRX pick for me here. And the reason why is that I still like latching on to the fact that EDG kicked Simon, and ever since that incident it has been a mess. Like, but then again, I am not watching China that much, so yeah, take this with a grain of salt. The thing is, you know, can champs be the time that they turn it around once again? It could be, but I'm not high on it. Anyway, Energy versus DRX for the decider. I don't think Energy's defense could withstand DRX. I know people are touting Energy's defense to be really strong, but the gap right now that Pacific as a region is showing compared to the other regions is really big. So it's DRX for me. Oh, last group then. Okay. G2 versus Heretics. I'm not gonna lie, G2's looking really scary right now.
Yo guys, come on, we got.
Before they were like serious boys who's just sitting down there, like serious playing the game, no nonsense, all business, whatever. But this time around, they're doing it while also having fun in the server. And that's all thanks to Baby Bay. So easy G2 here. And then we have DRG versus T1. Well, the real question here is Demon 1 gonna play? Who knows, but I'm going with T1 here. And then we have G2 versus T1. So yeah, T1 may have beaten G2 earlier in the year, but again, this is a different G2 now, so I'm going with G2 here. And then Heretics versus DRG. Dude, you gotta sub in Demon 1 at some point just to try, you know? If there's any team here that has nothing to lose, I guess it's DRG, you know? You're new in the international stage, so why not just have fun? Maybe you could like make a run like what Wolves did in Toronto. So like I said, sub in Demon 1 and see what happens, you know? That would be really exciting and hype. If they're like aiming for gaining recognition globally, then that would be the way to do it. That was too much of a tangent. So anyway, back to Heretics versus DRG. This is an all or nothing match, and if there ever was a guy who has the experience in the international stage, man, it's Demon 1. but it's Heretics for me. So and then Heretics versus T1. This is a tough one again. Both of these teams has won trophies this year, and there are too many unknowns for both teams going in champs. Unless Heretics gets back into top gear like they used to, it's going to be T1 for me. So yeah. So that's it. So we have Paper X, Sentinels, Fnatic, MIBR, Team Liquid, DRX, G2, and T1. So how many? Like Pacific team 3. Okay. And then 3 America's team as well. Oh wow, I guess I'm biased against China. Okay, so that's it for the video. How are your Pickems looking? Comment down below the 8 teams that you have. And as always, leave a like if you enjoyed, hit that sub button so you don't miss out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.